ladies and gentlemen, fans of arm wrestling, Eduard Dimiean from Romania.
Thank you very much.
New WAF head referee.
Yes.
So, what will change in near future? We will see some big change in rules, big change in arm wrestling, or?
The first thing that must change is the communication between the referees and the competitors, because everything, the sport is made for the competitors and they are the heart of the competition. No matter what level the competitors have, no matter if they fight in WAF, EAF or professional organizations, they all must be listened.
How long you are in sport of arm wrestling, and how do you have some experience as an athlete yourself?
I just pulled for 1 year in 2009, and then I switched to refereeing from 2010. So my debut in WAF was in 2010. So I have around 8 or 9 years
as a referee. And before as an athlete as well?
Yes, for arm wrestling a year and a half.
Because what I believe, it's really good for a referee if he has been on other side and also understands sport from other side as well.
And if
that's really advantage.
If he was not in the other side, he must learn, he must inform himself, he must watch a lot of matches, and he must listen to the competitors.
If we are talking about rules, are you think we need some serious change in WAF rules?
The biggest change that is needed right now is to standardize the professional rules for all the athletes. I mean, when you are going to a competition, to a competition that has a big level, you have to know exactly what rules will be there. You can choose the WAF rules or you can modify the rules, but everybody must know when they step in the venue what rules there will be used.
What about today? We are in Moldova right now. We just finished the competition. What about today? You were using WAF rules. You were a little bit more soft. You were not so strict, or?
I cannot say more soft. We used WAF rules. The base of the rules that we used today was the WAF rules, but we changed 3 points. We set the small elbow fall just as a warning. We introduced the professional fall, so if any deliberate fall that is made to avoid the loss, it's instantly called as a loss. And the third was that all slips go to strap, so there will be no intentional slip.
How to think how to fight this problem in a WAF that so much fights ends with elbow fouls and even no one of opponents are able to pin other?
First of all, I think there should be a better communication between the competitors and the country leaders, because the country leaders come in the Congress and they vote the change. They vote or they don't vote the change in the rules.
But it's not problem with table. It's not problem with 2 strict referees. It's
the rules, and everybody knows that these are the WAF rules, and nobody until now did any change in them. I think they were written in the beginning of 90s, and the rules stayed like this. The core of the rules was the same.
Yeah. Do you have some comments about World Armwrestling League rules or running fouls and every fight starting in a referee's grip?
I think every organization should find the rules that help them the most, but they have to be standardized. So when you fight in North America or you come in Europe and fight in the professional leagues, you have to fight almost in the same rules.
So you believe WAF rules is the best choice we have, and that's
for the professionals. I am very honest with you. For the professional matches, there is not the best way, because we need to see to grow the exposure of the sport, and the WAF rules are very strict, and many matches ended in the center of the table by a fall.
You were in.
So we have to think to find a solution together with the community, and the WAF referees panel will start to listen to the community in an organized way, and we have to adjust the rules.
Yeah. For how many years Leonard Harkless was the head referee of WAF?
I think since 16 years.
Yeah.
16
You
years.
can give us some reason why you are no new head referee, or there was some reasons or no reason, or just we need some changes?
For sure there were some reasons, but I don't want to make public the decision of the WAF executive board, and these are private things that I don't want to go in. My only concern is to help arm wrestling, but to do everything to open the communication between the referees and the competitors.
But Leonard will still be in that or executive board, or he's out of World Armwrestling Federation referee system?
For the moment, he's not in the World Armwrestling Federation, so he will, for this moment.
It's some disqualification for him, or just?
I know that the decision was to remove him from the position. That's everything I know, and I took over only focusing on what I have to work on and what I have to change.
And you think it's done for benefit of arm wrestling, for benefit of sport?
This only time will tell, because I cannot evaluate my work. Only time and competitors, how they will feel, they will be happy or not with our work and my team's work, because I'm gathering the team now to move forward, and my only concern is to move forward and to make the changes that we all need.
But you have some specific things that you think we need to change in WAF rules to get fights start faster, to get less fouls. You think you have some ideas how to make better?
You cannot apply the rules without training the referees how to apply the rules. Let me give you an example. Even if we go to football, soccer, okay? You saw there that the referees are judging what happens. Not every contact in the penalty box is a penalty. That's why football evolved so much, because the referee is judging the match on the rules, but he's judging what happens there, and that's what WAF referees need to start to do, to judge the match. And when we will train, when the changes will be made, and we can train them in the WAF seminars, there will be only improvements to come.
But how to fight with problems that sometimes there are such a great match? Yes. For example, in a Zloty Tour, Bresnan and Rustam Babayev.
Yes.
There were. You were there?
No, I was
not. But you were watching.
I watched the Zloty Tour, but I also don't like to interfere with an organization. I have not been part of the competition, and I'm sure that the referees...
It was a great fight, 6 rounds.
Yes.
Lot of rematches, lot of restarts, straps without straps. But we didn't saw any pin.
I know, I have been...
Is it a good for sport? Is it good for audience? Is it good for fans?
For the general fans, it's not good, because they want to see the fight. They want to see the match ending on the pins. But if they decided to use the strict WAF rules and they decided to use the cameras, it was normal to call those elbow falls, because I know the quality of the referees that were in the Zloty Tour, and the quality was very high.
So we don't need to educate only referees, but we need to also educate our athletes, so they grow in their understanding about rules.
Exactly. When you know the rules, you know what competition you are going, you have to know what rules they are using, and you have to master those rules.
For years there have been the speculations about new pads, where there's some lining around, so your elbow is a little bit deeper. And yes. I think Leonard presented something similar.
Yes, I saw and I tested.
Would you think it would help with these small fouls and elbow not going over?
The prototype that was used,
yes,
and you are talking about, it was presented in the last World Championship in Turkey. But I can assure you that the margins of the pad were so hard that you can injure yourself when you are hitting with the elbow. So they were hard as a rock.
But the idea?
It can be good.
It can be.
You have to use them in a competition to see exactly how the competitors react.
You need to test them, of course.
Yes,
but I think we think that could be. It would take time, athletes to getting used to it. But at the end,
it can take time.
Yeah,
it can be a good.
Good, because we have so much fouls sometimes.
You can make the elbow pads bigger and softer.
But again, that would change the arm wrestling a little bit. Yes. It changes how far you can go, how much you can do this and this. Anything we're gonna do will impact athletes, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's why it's the best. It's the best that the decision will come from the athletes, and from the athletes with big experience. They have to unite and find a way, because from now on they will be listened. So we will not, as a team in the new WAF referees panel, we will not close the door. If I give an example, John BRZENK has an idea, or you have an idea, or Engine has an idea, or big competitors have an idea. We will not close the door and say, okay, we are referees, we decide. Because I say again, it's not normal for the referees to make the rules. The referees must apply the rules, but the rules must come from the core of the sport, and the core of the sport are the competitors. The competitors, team captains, country presidents, country leaders, this is the most important. The referees have to know and to apply the rules very, very well.
The best referee is when you don't see him in a match. When you see athletes, you see two arm wrestlers.
Exactly.
But you don't see.
Exactly. This is the essence of arm wrestling, to see the fight.
Yeah. He's not the main actor in a fight.
In any sport, the referee doesn't and should never become the first actor.
Then you know that he has done a good job.
Exactly.
You
and
don't see him.
The referee must just enforce the rules on the table and never to be the main actor.
What's your opinion about King's move? Or so-called King's move? You understand what we're talking about?
Yes, I understand it very well. So
we saw it a lot on Masters. They too on Masters.
Lately we see it more often, even in WAF. Before it was not so much, but it's getting more popular.
Yeah. When you see the angle from the table as a referee, if you drop down in the correct angles, because a referee must never be with his head up from the table when the match started, he has to be low to see exactly the angles, the lines. You will see that not all competitors drop so deep if they with the shoulder under the pad line. So this thing with the King's move should also come from the competitors, because there can be the decision if you dropped in the current rules, if you drop down, the referee will instruct you to go up.
If your shoulder of arm you are pulling are under the table,
we can change in the rules, or we cannot. We will not change in the rules. If you drop so low, you immediately be stopped and call the fall.
But the biggest difference is it happening in offensive move or defensive?
Defensive. Yeah. If you're in winning position,
if you are in a winning position, is normal, because sometimes the mechanics.
That's what also referees sometimes don't understand and miss. I have seen even in WAF European Championships problems that referees don't understand the difference.
Sometimes they will let someone
position and your shoulder are under the table. That's a normal position, of course, if it's not totally straight arm. If you are in defensive position and your shoulder is under the table, sorry, it's warning or a foul.
You will be instructed to get up.
Yes, and if opponents not listening, or if athlete not listening,
you will be stopped and called the fall. But we can choose, if you are dropping so low, immediately to be stopped.
It's foul.
Yeah, it's foul.
Yeah. And what's your opinions about running fouls?
Honestly speaking, I didn't research so much on the running fouls, and I have never been a referee on the running fouls, so I cannot evaluate this side, because I don't.
But you have seen some matches in Arm War, some matches in the World Armwrestling League.
As a personal opinion, I think there is a drawn of energy to pin your opponent to get a restart. So I don't think it's the best choice.
But for audience, sometimes it's a good match. It's really interesting, and small foul which don't give any advantage, and it's running foul, and we see the fight to end.
So today you did something different. You didn't do foul. You did warning.
Yes, it was warning for the small elbow fall or for the fall that didn't impact the match.
Yeah, that's good.
I have to tell you that referees need more practice in the competition, because there are not so many competitions in which they can practice, and sometimes they just don't have where to learn the job, to do the job. But in this moment we are on the right way, and we have to listen and communicate with everybody to find the best solutions.
So for the last few years I have been to some training seminars for referees in World Championships. The seminar was just the test. It wasn't any learning there.
You have been at WAF,
yes.
the World.
Yeah.
You ever been at the European?
I have been at the European. There's learning and other things.
So you felt the difference?
I felt the difference.
What I'm planning to do in WAF, it will be better than we do now in Europe. So there will be more learning.
Because referees come, they go do a test, they go home not getting better. They don't, or they're doing a test, and I have heard some silly things that referees are looking for that is never explained. You should never touch someone like this or this, and it's never explained, you know. So you're changing all of that.
Yes, everything will be changed from the testing. And very important thing, competitors must understand the difference between in WAF right now we have 3 levels: junior, senior and master. Competitors and everybody must understand, and the referees also, what is the difference between a junior and a senior, and a senior and master.
Master referee.
Exactly. A master referee should handle all the matches, all the rules, and he must be the pinnacle of refereeing. So when you are becoming a master, you have to know all the rules, and you have to know how to apply all the rules that are going right now in all around the world.
For someone who are doing referee in their own country or in their own local competition, how he can become WAF referee or European referee?
Because we know that a lot of people don't know.
That way, but just
we know, but a lot of people don't know. They think it's very hard or something.
How to become a referee in a WAF?
Until now, to become a WAF referee, you can only go to the WAF seminar that was held at the WAF Worlds. From now on, we will try to organize in every country a WAF seminar they can attend. They can contact us online throughout the World Armwrestling Federation page or throughout the Arm Wrestlers Only blog. And we will be available to make the seminars together with the federation from that country to develop and expand training for referees.
So everyone can do it. It's
of course,
yes.
Of course, everybody should have the chance to be a WAF referee, and it's very important to select these people only based on their skills, discipline, and dedication.
If you are already master referee,
yes,
you are referee for a long time. Do you have to do some tests then, or some recertification?
Until now, you have to recertify as a master only if you missed 2 worlds. So if you miss 2 years in a row the World Championship, you lose your master level, which I think is not fair. And I will explain why it's not fair. A referee must be training all year long, every year, because there is no, like in arm wrestling, if you are world champion right now, there's no guarantee that you'll be next year you will also be world champion. So you have to train, and we have to find the solution to recertify and re-evaluate transparently all the referees.
Because it is a problem, I think, sometimes for those who have been a referee for a very long time.
And in all the sports.
Sometimes they lose this quality. They are very experienced, but time is going, things are changing. They need to grow with
yes. And in all the Olympic sports, we target the Olympics. And in all the Olympic sport, you certify every year for the level of referee you want to get. So even if you are in FIFA as a referee, you have to certify every year. Even if you last year you were the referee at the World Cup final, next year you have to climb again the levels.
Motivation for referees. About question about if you are a referee in a World Armwrestling Championship, are referees get paid for that?
Until now, we have a list of referees who get covered the transport, the airfare, or if they come by car, and the hotel. From now on, we will see what will be in the future. But honestly speaking, the motivation of a referee must be the love for the sport, and to really like and enjoy himself doing this. Because there is no greater motivation and greater feeling when every time you leave the venue, to feel that you have done your best in the most honest way possible.
But it's not an easy job to be a referee in a World Championship when it's 6 days in a row arm wrestling and you have to work from morning till evening.
Exactly.
It's not easy. Those people need to be paid for that.
To be paid, you must change some things. And for the moment, my target is to grow the level of the referees. The federations and the countries and the Congress can decide if they will be paid or not. But for the moment, the quality is important for me. Because I'm not a political head referee, I'm not a financial head referee, I only care about the quality on the stage from now on.
Thank you for your good job.
Thank you very much, and it was a pleasure to be invited.
Thank you.